So you can see we effectively just printed in our first method that we called the fetch image. We printed the document data. So that was all of the data associated with Charles, and that got printed here in that first line. That also is where we created our image, the image.jpg file that you just saw. But also down over here in sort data, we printed the sorted author data, and that's where we got the Brian, David, Herman, and Zach. Now, that's pretty much all I want to really do today. What if we want to now shut down the server? So to shut it down, you have to go use the administrator. So if you go to Mongo, you have to use a Mongo command to switch to the database, or use the specific admin privileges that you have on the database. And there's a admin that is automatically set in Mongo, which you have to use to do things like shut down the server, or do some things that require reading and writing that can change the database, or at least in a fundamental way in using the database. So just like you would have, say, in a system, user administration privileges. So I would go use admin here, and it says switch the DB to DB admin. So that basically means I'm now administrative privileges. So all I have to do now is type db.shutdown server, and that should basically turn off Mongo. And you can see if we go back to the console that we had open previously, or the terminal, you can see now it's disconnected. So it's been shut down, as it says here. So you're disconnected from the database, and the database is no longer active. Okay, so that's pretty much it then for this week. We've showed you how to activate a database, how to input data in a database, how to get data from the database, including images, and how to shut down the database using some minimal Mongo commands. But most of the work that you saw this week was actually using Python or PyMongo commands, and you can get a lot of this information if you go to the PyMongo webpage. So there's PyMongo webpage, which allows you to learn more about the Python Mongo integration, and you can learn about some of the code and methods there, and what's been used, and examples and tutorial as well. Okay, so thank you for all that. So just go type PyMongo in Google, you should be able to find it if you're having a hard time. It's one of the Python Mongo drivers, effectively. So thank you for this week. I hope that was informative. I will then return to you guys hopefully next week for week 7. Thanks again, and we'll see you